that belief. And Jai wins the header. Bouncing and bobbling around again. It's fallen nicely though. Just trying to thread it through the eye of a needle. Wrong pass, wrong decision on that occasion from Lee Jae-sung. Too much of him in the game, but he has been working incredibly hard, chasing shadows, closing down spaces. It's a tireless, thankless job.
That's when you know he's a really good player. Bad to say his name is Patning. I know he just lost the ball, but him and Safi has been immense in that defensive midfield position. The balance they give is absolutely brilliant.
2 minutes of time added on. Best clearance in the world on that occasion from Jang Hyun-soo. That's a good ball played forwards as well. Chang-woo couldn't keep possession. Exactly what Kwon Chang-hoon was trying to do there. Danger not clear though. Wang can't create the yard. Was he took down? The ball just hacked away. Anywhere will do from Iran.
Again, Kwon Chang-hoon with that little vision. He knocked it down the left hand side. But here I thought perhaps a snapshot would have been the best option here. Rong Hee-chan facing that Iranian defense was so quick to make it a 2v1 battle, a 3v1 battle as soon as you get your first touch in.
Throw easily dealt with. Zayn hits it forwards to Jaga. There's a Mehdi. We find him, and now there could be something here. Not just yet. Choi Chol-soon. Just trying to be a little bit too precise. Hasn't been a bad half by any means for either side. Just that little bit of quality in that final third has let both sides down, and they do have that quality as the half-time whistle goes. Well, it was Iran that took the game to Korea. However, they managed to steer it back in their favour and apply a lot of pressure to the Iranians. Plenty for both sides to do. Because at half-time from the Seoul World Cup Stadium, Group A encounter of the World Cup qualifiers, South Korea 0, Iran 0.
These days, there are many places to stay. But how can you avoid nasty surprises? With AccorHotels.com, you'll always make the right choice at a guaranteed best price. As a true online hotel company, we feature not only our own hotels, but hotels from our partners too. Your stay is sure to exceed your expectations. Book now on AccorHotels.com. AccorHotels.com. Feel welcome from the first click.
In a world full of Uniteds and cities, there's only one Hotspur. Welcome to Spurs TV. Experience English football the Tottenham way, bringing you all of their Premier League match days, interviews and club news. Sunday 1 PM and Monday 5 PM on Fox Sports. Crank it up and join the craze.
A mistake from Cairoli. That might be that.
Rumble the rocky terrains to power above and beyond.
Crowd go wild for victory here in Moto number 1.
Ignite your engines for a heart-pumping season of adrenaline.
He cruises to the checkered flag, and that's a massive win.
FIM Motocross World Championships, live on the Fox Sports Network. September is going to be supercharged on Fox Sports.
That's absolutely brilliant.
It's the last slam of the year, so prepare for shocks and awe at the US Open.
It's lights out and away we go.
Charge up for a test of speed with live coverage of Formula One and MotoGP.
Marcus trying to ride around the outside of Johnson and the load on the inside. Here we go.
Golf's best gets amped up in time for the Evian Championships.
Team shot has gone where no one's gone before.
Overload on football action all month long, courtesy of the AFC Champions League and the Bundesliga.
That's an excellent strike. That's an excellent goal.
Get on board this September for a supercharged month of sporting action on the Fox Sports Network.
Fox Sports Live, and it's Asia's World Cup qualifiers that are dominating. Let's get you caught up on what's happening so far. Well, there we are, half-time scores, but one significant full-time from Group B. Japan with an Ideguchi blinder of a goal, making it 2-0. They beat Australia, and that is a 6th straight World Cup finals qualification for the men from Japan. Elsewhere, though, 0-0 between China and Uzbekistan. It's 0-0 in our feature game in Seoul. 1-1 in Malacca, and it's Iraq 1-up against Thailand. Okay, so let's get straight into what we've seen so far in terms of the 0-0. Anything but the dull, tight, stale game that we might have expected between the Koreans and Iran. And as far as that one is concerned, Shibi, it's been spectacular. But we'll come back in a moment to that, because we're hearing things are heating up in terms of the world of the transfer market. On deadline day, we're hearing about Sanchez to Manchester City, and we're now here a second bid has gone in to Arsenal. Reports ranging between 55 and 60 million. This bid looks as if this might just happen, Chevy.
I hope it happens, John, because I'm very, very excited at the thought of Sanchez, Aguero and Jesus leading the line for Manchester City. It'll be unbelievable, and I think 60 million is a snip.
And again, before we get to the game, which has been anything but dull, how about this for a story? So Liverpool spend 35-40 million on Oxlade-Chamberlain. Arsenal say thank you, and then by the sound of things, promptly go and try and hijack Liverpool's own move for Thomas Lemar. Reports of a massive offer coming in from Arsenal, which would suggest that Sanchez is going. But what a story that would be.
Yeah, great story that would be, and I wonder how Liverpool fans feel about that at this point. I must be disappointed that they're perhaps going to miss out on Liverpool fans. How do you feel? You know, I mean, it's a strange turn of events, you know, but you got to love transfer deadline day. I mean, all these things coming up and happening at the last minute.
Right, that's speculation. As I said just now, what is fact is that we've seen a really entertaining game, in large part down to the fact that the Koreans need to win this game. And they've made every effort to do so, haven't they?
It is, you know, it's been fast, it's been furious, it's been very, very dynamic as well. Yes, there are times when you wish there was better quality, but credit also to Iran, John. You know, having already qualified, the shackles are off. They have made a game of it, but unfortunately, as we have seen in this campaign, they do not score too many. And when you do that, you should be a defender, not an attacker.
Well, he is, and that went over the bar, didn't it? But from this point on, things got a lot closer. Some tried to go under the wall with that one, and they were having nothing to do with that. But this was the best chance shortly after this, with the aerial route, Roshan, and you get the sense this might have been better finished.
Well, that's the thing with Korea, you know, they can vary their play a little bit. Unlike Japan, who want to play it on the ground, you're looking at Jang Kyun-soo in that situation. Perhaps could have gotten better contact on that. There's great awareness there just to hit it back across the face of goal. Probably should have finished that one.
Shin Tae-yong's made the changes today. He's not been afraid to throw a bit of youth in there, and you like what you're seeing.
There have been passages of play, John, you know, and this one for me, you know, just illustrates the good in football, and the fact that it is the Koreans who have done that is fantastic. I mean, let me stop it there. And first of all, John, you know, it's about playing in between the lines. This is the Iranian midfield, and this is the Iranian back line. So what happens is we've got the Koreans playing in between those lines, and that for me, you know, is very, very important, that you can find time, you can find space. And as we roll that on, John, you know, another enterprising piece of play is the fact that if we look at this here, John, you know, what you get, and I'm sure Roshan will agree, is you've got this nice little diamond, really, you know, of players, and you talk about playing in tight areas. This is the best illustration that the Koreans can do that. And then I think Paul Macefield's already mentioned it on the commentary, just the final ball in the attacking third. But once again, I mean, very, very...
Pakistan, and let's get straight off to one that's got a couple of goals. Picks the ball up, great fight from Haraguchi. Look at where he picks it up. He's still got a lot of work to do. Takes it around Irvine, shrugs him off left hand there, bang into the top corner, no chance for
If you're going to qualify for the World Cup finals, you'd want to do so with a goal like that. That was stunning.
That was stunning, and it's come from a player, in my opinion, the best young playmaker that Japan have got. I mean, forget your Hondas. Ideguchi is the man.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff. For the Australians now, of course, it gets tough. They go home to take on Thailand, but they found Thailand a tough nut to crack. Mark Bosnich, I was quoted this morning as saying, if you can't beat Thailand by 3 goals, you don't deserve to go to the World Cup. Pressure's on.
So underestimating Thailand a little bit. They had problems in Bangkok against this Thai side. Okay, playing at home, you expect Australia to be heavy favourites in that one. They've got to rely on Japan as well, doing them a favour against Saudi Arabia in the final.
Let's get this back though to Seoul, and let's get this back to an occasion which is, it's given Korea every chance, because Iran have turned up and they've played, as you absolutely rightly said. It's not as if they're sat in and said, you've got to break us down, but they still haven't done so. Is the pitch a problem? Paul's made the point quite rightly a couple of times. It looks as if it's making life hard.
It is, John. It's a very, very heavy pitch and very, very soft on top, you know, and the players are struggling. And Son Heung-min could have done himself some damage when he turned his ankle on that pitch as well. But the biggest motivation will be now in the dressing room. South Korea will know that Japan have already qualified, John. There cannot be any bigger motivation than that.
Also remember, this is a man who's been thrown into this situation in Shin, and he's got to do his work now. It's down to what he does, and he's going to have to come up with something, isn't he?
He's going to have to come up with something. Look, I think they need a little bit more movement. They need to move the ball a little bit quicker once they get in behind Iran's midfield, because what we're seeing is that back four of Iran are actually very stable, very solid in terms of identifying those runs when they see it coming ahead of them. But once they get into those positions, Korea, if I'm Shin Tae-yong, I'm saying, look, you've got to move the ball a little quicker. Let's get that third man running into the penalty area and find a way to break through.
And let's not forget that Shin has revamped that Korean defence. Does it hold up in the second half against a team which in recent years has made a habit of beating Korea by 1-0? Plenty to play for, particularly for the hosts in Seoul. But you can be sure of one thing, the nerves will start to jangle. The second half is on its way.
Relive the incredible atmosphere, exhilarating entertainment, and amazing action as we count down to 10. Vote for your favourite Singapore Grand Prix moment on Fox Sports Facebook and win tickets to the 10th Singapore Grand Prix.
Marciano is the only world heavyweight champion who never let anyone down. Winner of 49 out of 49 fights, 43 by knockout, Marciano quit on top, the only heavyweight champ to retire undefeated. But on August 31, 1969, Marciano died in a light plane crash. He was flying to Iowa, where friends had organized a surprise party for his 46th birthday. And today marks the first appearance in Major League Baseball by a father and son. Ken Griffey Sr. and Jr. both hit singles and scored for the Seattle Mariners against Kansas City, August 31, 1990.
Welcome back to the Seoul World Cup Stadium. Group A action. It's currently Korea 0, Iran 0. Doesn't tell you the whole story of the positions in Group A. Iran already qualified. They're home and dry. That's the most important thing. Korea know that a win is a must. Uzbekistan are currently playing China. It's 0-0 at half-time there. The big question is, if Korea were to lose and Uzbekistan were to draw, there are so many permutations that we're not even going to go into. We'll leave that to the very last day, match day number 10, to see who will qualify. It's around the kick-off, kicking from left to right. When I said we earlier, I'm joined by Stanley Bernard here in the commentary position. Stan, a real fantastic 45 minutes, possibly the best World Cup qualifier that we've seen this year.
Well, the commitment, the intensity, the tempo, defensively how we've seen Iran going about, and South Korea's intent to try and win this match and how they've approached it. What a matchup in that first 45. Now, anything we need is the match is crying out for a goal.
Have a little bit more quality. Don't forget, on the bench there is quality in abundance from Korea. Look, of course, is there. This is the legend Lee Dong-guk. That Iran don't have quality players on the bench. They may not need them. Rezaei. Was that a shot come cross? However, Amiri was looking to track in at that far post area.
Well, that's a good quality to have there. Amiri was a clear shot from Rezaei. Always wide. You can see Amiri just getting at the end of it. Bit too far, but it's a good habit to have.
Quality on the bench as well. Taremi, of course, who's been banging goals in for fun. Same as Fahad. Salifad, another one who scores goals, and they've got a youngster as well, Hamid Nolan Afghan, who may get his opportunity for a first start for his country. It's a bit flash from Kim Min-jae, one of the debutants, one of the two debutants that Shin Tae-young has thrown in.
Just talking about the bench, Carlos Queiroz actually had listed Sojai in the squad as well. And Safi and Sojai were supposed to face a ban after playing against an Israeli club, and he only could pick one after pleading with the Iranian FA.
Amiri, long flat throw in. Through with the clearance. Okay, Son gets away with it and skips past the challenge. Which plays its part again. mention, I think we called it Plan B, didn't we, in the first half. Stanners, you know, a lead on Gook, Kim Shin-wook, just to try something different.
Well, you could expect even Kim Min-wook coming in just freshly, providing a bit of width on the left, and of course, really think Lee Dong-gook will come in just for his experience, give a solid 20 minutes as Plan B, hit on the...
Good tracking back. Kamaganti came across to put the challenge in. That would have been very, very close though.
Firstly, good call by the linesman, but if he was onside, didn't sit for him. Son Heung-min, man who has a knack of scoring goals, get into great position, he was, but just offside, didn't sit for him, very unlucky.
Signed for Tottenham Hotspur from Bayer Leverkusen for £22 million. Shrewd investment when you consider what he's gone on to achieve at the London club. There's a clash of heads there now, both players are down, and you see the players know straight away, and so does the referee. I think that there might have been something else here, a stamp. Well, let's see what this transpires into.
The debutant, firstly, I thought he got a hit.
There's a clash of heads there, he just catches his nose, then there's a bit of a hand. Is there a kick out here? Yes, there is.
Proper kick out there.
That's a little bit naughty from
Izaturi. Retaliation, purely because
should be a red card.
clear it.
Well, he has to see that. The official has to see that.
He's going to milk this. He's now.
It's the 15th time he's been on the ground, and there's nothing wrong with him.
Yeah, but now he fears he's going to stay down as long as possible. Try and play that he's hurt as well, because he don't know what is the repercussions of the referee, because he knows what he's done.
I think something's going to happen here because they're literally pleading with the referee. So the referee has seen this. You see the foot comes up, bang, straight on the top of the head, and that is naughty.
And that's a red card.
You can hear the crowd are telling you all you need to know. There is a little bit of contact there. You can't quite believe it, but I tell you what, that is a fantastic decision from the officials. Well played, Peter Green. You got that one spot on. You can't kick out, you can't hit out. Retaliation is not in the game of football. If it is, you will see red.
I think that's absolutely brilliant how he dealt it, because he allowed players to come and approach him. You had 6-7 players from the Iranian side pleading with him, having their word. He didn't rush, he had a look, thought about it, and he's got it absolutely spot on, if you've mentioned. But that is not allowed, and that is purely
it's stupidity.
Costly for Iran.
It is absolute stupidity from Izaturi, who by far is their best player. He's still only 20 years old, and this is the problem. He's a youngster, he's hot-headed, he felt the hand come down on the side of his face, he's just kicked out and reacted, but you cannot do this in the game of football. That's a fair challenge, look. They've come together, he's just caught him because he's fallen to the ground, but you cannot try and stamp on an opponent's head.
Certainly, I mean, we were mentioning it in the first half, how much he's given that balance. Clean sheet so far in these World Cup qualifiers. But he's been the key player. Picks up good position on the pitch, knows to anticipate. We saw it in the first half, how he dictates.
He's celebrating the fans like it's a win. Let me tell you, this Iranian side is very difficult to break down. With 10 men now, they'll just pack it and say, okay, now then, this has happened, you've got to come and try and beat us. So there's still a long, long way to go in this match.
Well, 11 on the pitch, they're already defensive-minded. I mean, you expect even more now for them to just sit, park the bus. Only there is a need to attack, they will attack. Otherwise, you're just going to watch them be behind the ball, sit in a defensive third, work absolutely hard like they have done, make it 2-3. We won on all occasions.
Luciano, that is the man that is sacrificed then. Ali Karimi will come on and slot into the middle of the park. He's worked incredibly hard. He knows it's a sacrifice. And the plays for Lokomotiva, the 23-year-old, only earning his 4th cap tonight. So it's not that Ali Karimi, of course, the legend that played for Bayern Munich. Here it is again. And you just can't do that. It doesn't matter whether it's a tap, it doesn't matter whether it's a wrap, it's the intent, it's been shown. Well officiated, I think it has to be said. Oh, is that going to give the real advantage to Korea? It's a lovely touch and turn from him. Just a fraction early. And that's just going a split second, and it was a split second. It was very, very close and very tight.
Well, again, it was hard. The linesman got it right. Hanbash is going to work absolutely hard between the lines as a midfielder. Whenever they go forward, he's got to be that striker to get in the box. But we've seen him play games in such intensity, and he will do a job for you.
Now, it's up to the Koreans. Oh, you can see exactly what Shin Tae-young wants. He wants it in and around there. He doesn't want that long ball yet. He feels there's enough quality in the team. Comfortably played up the line and comfortably claimed from Kim Young-won. Ball for Son. Son Heung-min, lovely touch. Kim Jin-soo was offside though.
Well, I thought it was a piece of skill, very nicely done, but again, Son's first touch doesn't sit. It's his chest, takes it down, try and cushion it, but then it doesn't sit. That's why he had to maneuver that with a little bit of a back heel, clear offside.
Officials have done well today, to be fair. You don't mention them too much, you know that they're having a good game. So it's important that they blend in, I think is the best way to describe them. The players know that you won't take any nonsense, which the Iranians you could see, because they couldn't get irate because they knew how the referee would react. You can control a game of football.
Well, again, besides that incident, we've got to say, we've seen really hard, good, fair, combative match prior to Azatollah red card.
That's asking a little bit too much of Cho Cho-sun. The Korean who's on a card at the moment. There you go. Lee Dong-guk having a bit of a stretch. Amazing to think that he could possibly come on here. Came out of the game, retired from international football, been brought back in, left it, been back in. What a story that would be.
saw earlier, offside with that through ball, and now gets away from two players, quick feet. Perhaps will cook that pass a little bit, asking too much of.
Launch clear from Kim Jin-soo. A little knockdown. Son Heung-min just though he's starting to come into his own again. Really too much in that, maybe just there. It far too much. Was that a back pass? Well, I may not have agreed with you in the first half, but I'd like your opinion on that one.
You should know by now. It's a back pass. It's a clear back pass. Again, he's facing his own goalkeeper. Most times you see players just being fearful that it's going to be a back pass. They try and swing it around across and then makes a mistake because they don't want to make the back pass. It seems like Iran's been comfortable just making that back pass, and then to get the goalkeeper very comfortable coming on and just catching it.
Turn and little flick forwards, but easily dealt with. Stoppage time as well because of that delay. You can see the bigger lad just at the back and done good there as well. Starting to fly in again now. And Yeon-soo getting caught. There's a change being made as well. Maybe looks to me that's coming on. Dejaga it will be who's going off.
Well, certainly a very, very positive change. I know Ashkan's played really well. I think he's just ran himself to the ground. You get Terimi, he's already scored 3 goals in this qualifier so far. So you've got one man to try and hold up the ball, give a little bit of a breather to that defense, especially when you're 10 men. I think it's a very good change from Carlos Queiroz.
10 goals in 19 games so far. Player of the season in Iran. 2015-16 and 16-17, so 2 years on the bounce. Was the top scorer as well in the league with 16 goals, 19 goals in the last 2 years, so to bring that threat minutes on now, and they're down to 10 men. It could help. Give and go. A lovely ball looking for Son at the far post, just a little bit too heavy. Hangi Jack just overcooking it slightly.
Nice Littleton. Asking too much there of Son. Chan is unable to hit. You can see the idea. Too much bend, too much swerve towards that far post. Just runs out of space. Understandably, they're getting into the attacking third a bit more than they did in that first half, purely because they've got a man extra and they're having a bit more of fluidity in their play, the South Korean side. I'm just going to come back to this Iranian side. They defend passionately. It's almost like they love defending.
You know, a good side when they enjoy the art of defending, because it is an art. Creators are your strikers. To try and overcome that, you have to master the art. Not easy at all. Not too much in this, but going to ground is Ahmed Shafi. But Kim's there to deal with the ball. Experience from Kim Min-jae. From Taremi. Kick off though from Kim Sung-yu. Enough, showing real quality. It's not going to be easy to break this side down. Sari launches it clear. Let's not forget it's only his second game for the national team, the 25-year-old. They've got to try out people here and there. If he does have injuries or suspensions, we'll need to play players. Of course, Jamal Hosseini, who's another legend when it comes to the longevity of Iranian football, the 35-year-old, 110 caps, 8 goals. We need to start to replace, and that's exactly what Carlos Queiroz is doing.
Building a side to its ultimate strength, and you've seen what they've done in these qualifiers. It's just coming Victoria right now. It's that final ball. I mean, you were mentioning it in the first half, but now with not having 10 men on the pitch, they're trying to be a bit more clever than they did. They were a bit more direct when it was 11v11, and now trying to find that little cute pass, and you know Iran can defend.
I don't think it'll be too long before we see him. Just gives them an option. The big man, get in and around him, delivers into the box, and he can get on the end of things. Win just couldn't bring that under control. Fine around. Oh, sorry, Korea. And having to track back in. Still 0-0. China, Uzbekistan. Themselves to blame. Korea, they really do. Started off so well with a 3-2 victory against China. They could get a goal here. Again, just trying to be too precise. However, battling is Wang. Wang does well. Wang. And Jack just couldn't get himself through.
Just coming back to Hang Yi-chan. He's absolute nuisance to that defense.
Some ball forwards again. That was very, very good and important defending. Nothing there then. There's no way Korea are going to play the ball out. So, the ball quickly in. It takes a second to get caught. Kim Min-jae almost caught with the ball under his feet there. Shirts, everybody back and just funneling in, inviting really the Koreans to go wide and try and cross it, but have they got the quality in the box?
You just got to look at that collective movement so far. You're down by one man. We've seen Korea get into great position.